If you don't believe the impossible can happen, then you are right. When you feel like you are less than others, then you are right. When you believe what you have and how you were raised keeps you from having everything you ever dreamed of, you are right. When you believe your mistakes cannot be undone, you are right. When you feel this is the best it's going to get, you are right. When you think someone will never change or rise above their brokenness, you are wrong. So you have to ask yourself, why do I believe this? What am I afraid of? Is this belief actually serving me, or is it hindering me from achieving what I desire to achieve? Because the truth is, you can make as much money as you want, be as successful as you desire. You can be anyone that you choose to be, but you're not ready for what you want until you believe that you can have it. So the current results that you are receiving in your life right now are actually nothing but the manifestation of your current belief system. Because your personality, which encompasses the way you think, the way you feel, the way you behave, creates your personal reality. Because we actually don't experience life just as it is. We experience the life that we focus on with our attention and our intention. So you really need to become conscious of the things that you believe and begin to reevaluate them. And beliefs are actually deeply tied into our emotions. So the first step to changing a belief is really getting clear and identifying what emotions that belief is paired with. And this brings me on the topic of core beliefs. So core beliefs are basic beliefs that we hold about ourselves, other people, and the world that we live in. They are the things that we hold on to be absolute truths deep down, and they live underneath all of our surface thoughts. So essentially, core beliefs are the way that we perceive and interpret the world that we live in, and they sit in the basement of our minds. Our core beliefs need to be seen for what they are, deeply held assumptions about reality that our particular life circumstances have conditioned us to accept as absolute truth. The core beliefs are driving your emotional reactions and even your negative thinking, such as your inner critic and harsh negative self-judgment. So having a belief is almost like being hypnotized, and the person acts and behaves like they're under the spell or the suggestion of that particular belief, which is why when you see someone who considers themselves to be depressed, you'll see it in their body language, the way they carry themselves, the way they talk. And it's usually because they are currently being hypnotized by the belief of whatever core belief it is that they're carrying around, whether they're not good enough or where maybe the world is not a safe place. And they are just under the constant spell and suggestion of that belief. And then the nervous system holds on to this information, which is why trauma can be so destabilizing. So Teal Swan uses an example that I really like that I'll share with you here, but she compares a belief to a table. So picture a table in your mind and picture that tabletop. The tabletop represents the belief. And then if you look at the legs of the table, they represent the supporting evidence that we use to reinforce that belief. And then the super glue that holds the table to the legs is the emotional payoff that we receive from having a belief. Emotional payoffs are validating emotions that we receive from holding on to a particular belief. So for example, if I believe I'm not good enough, I may feel a sense of relief or safety that protects me from having to face the possibility of failure. Because if I believe that I'm not good enough in the first place, then I'm less likely to try new things, and that prevents me or protects me from having to deal with the threat of failure. So in order to change the belief, we have to loosen that super glue by releasing or letting go of the emotional payoff or validation that we are receiving from having that belief. And then we have to knock out the legs one by one and find new supporting evidence or alternative explanations to support that belief. So for example, if you have the belief that I'm not good enough, and the supporting evidence that you have that is holding up that particular belief is that I failed my math test. So you're using the evidence of I failed my math test to support the belief of I'm not good enough. Well, if you find new evidence or new reasons for failing your math test, for example, maybe you just didn't study or you didn't prepare enough, now that invalidates that belief that I failed my test because I'm not good enough. You failed your test because you didn't prepare properly. So actually start to look for evidence of what you want to be true. So something that I do quite often with myself is I will write down, or I will think of a goal that I want to achieve, and I will write down all of the reasons why I haven't achieved that particular goal. So let's say I want to make $1 million, just an example. And the reasons why I have not made $1 million, I could say, is because I don't have the support, I don't have the time, I don't have enough money. Now you take those reasons, those are my limiting beliefs that are holding me back. And so what I do, I'll take the opposite of those beliefs. So instead of saying I don't have the support, I will say I do have the support, and I will look for evidence in the past of when I've had people support me. And then moving forward, I will be open to the possibility of people actually supporting me. So that is how you can swap out limiting beliefs for more empowering beliefs. And this will actually begin to shift your paradigm and how you see the world and what's possible for you and what's not possible. Now, I do want to add that this can be a difficult process because it does take or require you to be very, very honest with yourself throughout this process. It has to be something that you really, really want for yourself. Maybe you've hit rock bottom and you've had enough of living the life that you believe is too small for you. So you really have to challenge your current ways of thinking and really break down and reevaluate all of your beliefs and let go of the things that are not serving you. You may want to check out my previous video about identity shifting and creating a new character because that can also help with this process as well. So yes, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I also have a free Facebook group called the Pseudo Sage Community that I'm inviting everyone to join so that we can all have a place to get together and discuss topics like this. Maybe you want to share your progress with somebody, or maybe you want to offer some tips or advice to someone else who may be in the same or similar position that you are in. So once again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.